all reports coming out of Iran right now are that the regime is cracking, that the methods that the President of the United States, that the United States Navy, that CENTCOM, that the Department of War is using is working. And there's a storm brewing, and I'm sitting in the garage, and it's thundering and raining like pouring piss out of a boot right now. Fred's here in the back of the truck with me. But there is a storm brewing in the Middle East. Iran, well, they're running out of places to put oil right now. They're oil poor. I'd say cash poor, oil rich. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. But what we're seeing is a regime that has no choice. They are running out of options. They have to come to the table, whether they want to or not. We covered it in a video this morning that they had made a couple of proposals, but it all came down to them keeping nuclear capabilities. I don't believe the president's going to play that game. I don't believe Marco Rubio is going to play that game. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad that they're not playing that game, because they do not need to have nuclear weapons. I had to move that over because it's getting rained on. They don't need to have nuclear weapons. The United States Navy, with the joint task force that they've got there in the Arabian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, they have turned back now 41 ships as of today. I'll drop some footage in here in a second of them boarding another one, making an inspection, and telling them move along. The United States has now issued information that we have taken control of an Iranian port, a port of Shaban. And I'm sure I got these names wrong, but I'm glad I did, because I don't really care about the Iranians enough to learn the proper names of what they've got. You can see Fred back there. He doesn't care either. He doesn't like the thunder and lightning. But Iran has to come to the table. If they don't, their oil production could be damaged forever. The one thing that keeps them at the business table, at the negotiating table of anything, is their ability to produce oil. And if we cut their ability to produce by capping these wells, which they might do, I don't know, the Iranians might choose not to cap the wells and just dump the oil into the damn Persian Gulf. I wouldn't put anything past these people. They killed 30,000 of their people in a matter of hours just a month or so ago. The political parties here in the United States, one of those parties doesn't care that they killed so many of their own people. Doesn't care if they get a nuclear weapon. But right now, we have not fired an actual bullet. Maybe there were a few with the rescue operation of that downed pilot, that downed weapons officer. Maybe there were some rounds fired there. But there's not been an actual ground invasion. And that should say a lot about what's happening right now in the Middle East. We're just choking them out. This is the sleeper hold, We're just slowly letting them fall asleep, fall by the wayside. And that's what's happening to the Iranian government right now. They are losing any level of credibility, any level of leverage, and it's going to only get worse as the days come along. Love to get your opinion on this, because I really believe that that's the whole plan. You can see that lightning. It's raining like pouring piss out of a boot right now. You can probably hear it. But what are your thoughts about the Iranian regime and how this is playing out for them. I'd love to get your thoughts down below in the comments. It's a Tuesday night. I didn't really want to do a long video this evening. Obviously, I can't set out in the rain and do a live stream, but I thought I would sit here in the garage in the back of the old Ford, and you know, Fred, he always likes to say hello too. So let me know what you think. Is this method working? I believe it is. I believe there are certain people that will never admit that this is working. They would rather, you know, turn blue in the face than say that the President of the United States has gotten it right, than to say that the Secretary of War has gotten it right, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has gotten it right. Give me your opinion on this, because this could be one of the, if this does turn into a war, right now it's a conflict, and I know that's splitting terms, splitting words, but this could very well be a war without any American boots on the ground. Do I think that's the end goal? I don't know. I think the end goal is to really enable the Iranian people to stand up for themselves. And maybe that's what they're going to do, maybe not. Nobody really knows who's in charge. It's very similar to the Democrat Party itself. Nobody knows who's in charge. Nobody knows who's pulling the strings. We've got some major strings getting pulled back here in the United States. Today, former FBI Director James Comey was indicted on 2 more charges. This comes on the cusp of the attempt on the president's life. They're going with him inciting something like that with his whole, you know, seashells in the sand. I don't know where this goes next. I really don't. But for anyone to say that the Trump administration is not doing things, you should just probably slow down and look, because there are things happening. I just don't think some people will ever recognize anything that is positive for the current administration. That's just my thoughts. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to sway your opinion. I'm not here to offer you any ideology, nothing like that. I'm just here to tell you what I'm seeing, interpreting it from my perspective. And my perspective's from a tailgate in the rain, or at least it's raining out there. So give me your thoughts. What would you like to see covered next on this channel? Would you like to continue with the Trump strategy, the current president strategy that is unfolding in the Middle East? We talked a little bit yesterday about how NATO, how the German chancellor has basically said America is weak, that the IRGC has embarrassed us. I don't think that's true. Today, the president brought the King of England, Charles, to speak before Congress. He's an actual king. He is being basically applauded, celebrated for coming here to speak by the very people that held rallies and destroyed part of cities in America in the name of no kings. So I kind of have to take various opinions with a grain of salt. I do believe that if you latch on to someone's opinion and you let it affect you, especially if you don't know them, it's only going to do damage to you in one way or another. It's either going to make your head swell or you're going to take it personal. I try not to take it personal, but there's a lot of criticism out there to go around for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. You can see the rain here. Let me turn that around. You can see a little bit of the rain there. So yeah, it's getting a little saucy. Getting a little saucy. Me and Fred will come here, Fred. You ready to go inside? He doesn't like this thunder and lightning. He doesn't care for it one bit. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.